This is a breaking news alert from 24-Hour News 8.
I'm Rick Halpin at the live desk. We are following what we believe is an officer-involved shooting on Grand Rapids Southeast Side. We're going to go out live now to very near that scene
this afternoon,
where we have a news conference with Grand Rapids
were
Police.
Involved in an officer-involved shooting. The incident took place on the 1300 block of Dickinson Street Southeast. Here's where we are right now. Our officers attempted to make contact with a subject, an individual who fired upon them. They did return fire. That individual did go down. He was then, after several attempts to get him to comply with the officer's command to show his hands, he was taken into custody. Right now, what we know is that the investigation has been turned over to the Michigan State Police. Our internal affairs is looking into it, as well as our major case team. So right now, that's really where we are in our investigation.
What were the circumstances of police making contact with this person? Why were they seeking to apprehend him?
Regarding the circumstances as to how they ended up making contact, they were coming up on a vehicle, and the details of that are still being unraveled and sorted out. That's still under investigation, and the Michigan State Police is going to be looking into that.
He wasn't a fleeing suspect or anything like that.
Could you repeat?
He wasn't a fleeing suspect then, or something like that at this time. Does it appear to be a traffic stop, or was he a fleeing suspect, or are you still working on it?
Well, we're still working on some of the details as far as that part of it, but what I can tell you is that our suspect is a 26-year-old male who was probation absconder, involved in a 2015 incident. So we're still unraveling the details, and Michigan State Police will be looking into that also.
The 26-year-old is the person in the hospital?
That individual was taken to an area hospital for treatment of life-threatening injuries.
We don't have a condition as of right now.
The condition of that individual, as last I've been told, is that it is life-threatening. Okay. The condition that I last heard was that individual is suffering from life-threatening injuries.
How many people were taken into custody today?
We have one individual who is currently at the hospital, our suspect. There are other individuals who are currently being questioned, but not in custody.
What is the condition of the officer?
Our officers, none of them received life-threatening injuries at all. And none of them were shot. They may have some other minor injuries, but not shooting victims.
How many officers were involved in the actual shooting? Do we know how many officers actually fired in the course of this incident?
As far as how many officers were involved in the actual course of the shooting incident, those details are still being worked out as we speak. The Michigan State Police will be looking into that.
Do you currently have officers who are on, as the usual course of these types of investigations, who are on paid leave as the investigation's continuing? Do you have any officers who are on that status now?
As with normal procedure, once it is determined as to how many officers, which officers fired rounds or delivered rounds, our standard protocol is that those officers will be on administrative leave until the investigation is completed.
Do you know how many officer-involved shooting incidents there have been this year? Do you know that off the top of your head?
Officer-involved incident in 2017 in Grand Rapids. As far as making contact, officers delivering rounds and making contact, I'm aware of 2.
To be clear, a 26-year-old suspect in the hospital.
Correct.
And the suspect there were warrants on this suspect?
No, this individual was a probation absconder.
This individual who was shot by the officer?
Yes, one and the same.
Where was he shot at?
About his person. Don't have the specific details about where he was shot on his person. As I said, it was very early on in the investigation. As far as the number of times this individual, our 26-year-old suspect, was shot, I do not know how many rounds he was hit by. I do not know that.
Do you know if there was more than one person shot, or was there only just one person who was shot in this incident?
We only have one reported in person who has been shot in this incident.
Was there more than one person that was being sought? I mean, I know there's a 26-year-old who is a suspect, but was there anybody else at the scene running away from the scene or anything like that? Do you know at this point?
being sought.
Was there more than one person that was originally being sought by police in this incident? We heard that there was one person shot, one person ran away. Can you confirm, or do you know if that's the case?
Yeah, at this point there did appear to be someone who did leave, but we believe that we have that person accounted for. We're still trying to determine why that individual ran.
So to the people you have in for questioning, what type of information are you
Well, we're just rounding out the completion of the investigation. We're trying to determine everything that took place here. They were part of the incident, so we're currently interviewing them.
How do you think that this will affect the community? Because there are some tensions with the Grand Rapids Police Department regarding the boys, the incident that happened in March with the young boys. And then there was a police shooting, not in this state, but another state. But with the tensions in Grand Rapids, how do you think that we could go forward as a community dealing with the situation?
Today's incident involved a probation absconder. We have every reason to believe that that individual did fire rounds at law enforcement officers. We are looking at this particular incident, trying to uncover all the details to determine what took place, why it had to happen. Currently, the Michigan State Police is currently investigating. That's really all I can talk about regarding this incident.
Is there someone else laying over there in the bushes? Since there was two people, I know one was taken to the hospital, and I'm understanding. Well, I was just told that there is another victim laying in the bushes. Is that true, to your knowledge?
Have you seen someone else? Or?
I'm asking you. I don't know.
Well, I have no knowledge of another person who's laying in the bushes. Is that something that we need to check?
Probably.
Because I need to. Okay, can you tell me exactly where?
Okay, wherever the one who was shot, was that on Dickinson or Giddings?
Do you know exactly where this individual is?
I don't.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you find out?
I will.
Because we can, if someone needs medical assistance, we
I
need
know,
to.
exactly.
Okay.
Officer Dixon, is there anything you'd like to share with the community as of right now?
Yes, as of right now, the Grand Rapids Police Department is currently investigating and trying to get to the bottom of what took place today. We are working in conjunction with the Michigan State Police. Our Internal Affairs is looking into it, and we will give you and provide information as the details become available according to the investigation into what we can release.
Okay.
Anything else?
Okay, yep, one more. Has the family been notified?
I'm unable to confirm that.
Okay.
Our investigators are probably seeking the family, I'm sure.
Okay, thank you.
But I don't know if they found them. Okay, anything else,
So the
guys?
subject was in a vehicle initially when officers tried to make contact with him.
Currently, that part is under investigation. We made contact with an individual. That individual did fire rounds at the officers. Officers did return fire. We have one individual who is currently at the hospital in life-threatening condition.
Can you confirm how many rounds were fired at that individual? How many rounds were fired at the police, and how many rounds did the police return in response to the firing?
Those details are currently under investigation. I do not have a total number as to how many rounds were fired. I don't have that information.
Okay.
Was the weapon retrieved?
Okay, come in here.
Was a weapon retrieved? This gentleman's weapon, was it retrieved?
There was a weapon recovered that was underneath that suspect.
Where the officer had cause reason to shoot the guy? I mean,
Justifiable.
it was justifiable?
Yeah, he shot at him.
Anything else, guys?
Yes, the people that I heard about the other guy in the bushes is that he's up on Dickinson.
Have them call 911 so
Okay,
we can check
exactly.
that out. Have them call 911.
The shots being fired. The suspect and the officers. Were there any?
Can you repeat? A little louder.
You had the suspect fire shot. The officers fired back. The houses in the area, do you know if any other houses were hit by bullets? Anyone else inside of their homes hit by bullets, or have you guys looked into that?
Yeah, we're currently looking, investigating that the shots may have been shot into several houses, or at least one house in the area. We have been looking for, knocking on doors just to determine and make sure that we don't have any additional victims. And as of right now, we have no reported victims as a result of the shooting that took place this afternoon.
Can you identify the gun that was recovered? Can you tell us what type of gun was used to shoot at the police?
A handgun.
That's it?
Yes. It's
No.
currently under investigation by the Michigan State Police.
Wow.
Anything else, guys?
Yes, will there be police presence, extra police presence? And, oh, wait, let me clear that up.
You've been listening to Sergeant Terry Dixon of the Grand Rapids Police Department holding a news conference after an officer-involved shooting. He described the person shot as a 26-year-old probation absconder. You can see on the map where this happened on Dickinson Avenue a little before 1 o'clock this afternoon. According to the Grand Rapids Police Department, there was a car with multiple individuals presumably inside it. At some point, they say this 26-year-old fired at officers. Officers returned fire. He was transported to the hospital, the 26-year-old, who, again, they called a probation absconder, with what Dixon described as life-threatening injuries. We also heard some other people asking questions, perhaps community members there wanting to know more about this incident, if there were any other people involved, injured that is. According to Dixon, there were none. Dixon also said the Michigan State Police will now be taking over this investigation. We have multiple crews on the scene at the hospital. We're digging into details right now, and tonight, starting on 24-hour News 8 at 5, we'll have complete details on this officer-involved shooting on the city's southeast side.